Ladies, let me tell you something. The way you allow yourself to be spoken to, treated, and valued starts with what you say about yourself. You want a man to treat you like a queen? Then you have to set the tone from the beginning. You have to say with your words and your action, I am a woman of value. If you can't come correct, don't come at all. When it comes to relationships, one of the biggest mistakes women make is waiting too long to set the standard. They meet a man, start talking, maybe even dating, and they hope that somehow he'll just know how to treat them right. They think, if I'm good to him, he'll be good to me. Let me tell you something. Life doesn't work like that. A man treats you based on the blueprint you hand him. And if you don't hand him one, he's going to build whatever kind of house he feels like building. And you might not like living in it. Setting your standards early is not about being rude. It's not about being bossy. It's about being clear. It's about standing firm in what you believe you deserve. If you know you want a man who calls you consistently, who respects your time, who values commitment, who shows up for you, you need to say that early, not after 3 months when you're already deep in your feelings, not after you've already invested your heart, your time, your energy. No, you say that at the beginning. If you meet a man and he's taking you out, texting you, flirting with you, that's great. But somewhere early on, you need to say, listen, I'm not here for games. I'm a woman who values consistency, honesty, and respect. If you're looking for something casual, I'm not your girl. You say it with a smile, you say it with kindness, but you say it without apology. Because the minute you hesitate, the minute you leave things open for interpretation, that's when you give room for confusion. And confusion is the enemy of peace. A man respects what he has to work for. A man values what he earns, not what's thrown at him. If you don't set standards early, you become another whatever in his life, another temporary situation. And let me tell you something about temporary. It always hurts when you thought it was forever. But that's not on him. That's on the fact that the expectations weren't made clear from the start. Some women think, but if I speak up too early, he'll leave. And you know what? That's fine. Let him leave. Because a man who's scared off by your standards is not the man you want leading you, loving you, or building a life with you. A real man, a grown man, he hears a woman say, this is what I require. He says, all right, I see her value. Let me step my game up. A boy gets offended, a man gets motivated. You don't have to lay it all out like an interview. It's not about scaring him with a list. It's about showing through your words and your actions what you will and won't accept. If he cancels on you last minute and you accept it with a no problem, guess what? You just told him it's okay to disrespect your time. If he disappears for 3 days and you're still there when he comes back, you just taught him that you'll tolerate inconsistency. But if you said, listen, I appreciate consistency. If you're not sure about what you want, it's better we don't waste each other's time, you just raised the bar. You just made it clear that your heart is not on sale for half price. It's not about playing games. It's about guarding your heart. It's about protecting your peace. It's about moving in a way that says, I know who I am, and I'm not afraid to walk away from anything or anyone that doesn't honor that. Because when you set the standard early, you save yourself from unnecessary heartbreak later. You save yourself from wasted years. You save yourself from sitting in your car crying because you feel like you gave everything and got nothing. That's not the life you were built for. You were built for love, real love, the kind that respects you, uplifts you, covers you, and never asks you to shrink to fit into somebody else's small view of you. And let's be real. You already know your worth. Deep down, you already know what you deserve. It's just about being brave enough to say it out loud, brave enough to risk losing a man who doesn't want to meet you where you are in order to gain the one who's been praying for a woman just like you. Standards aren't walls to keep good men out. They are doors that only the right man has the keys to open. So the next time you meet someone, don't fall silent about your needs. Don't be afraid to say what you want. Don't wait for him to figure it out. Speak it early, speak it clear, speak it proud, because a man will treat you the way you teach him to treat you. Teach him early, teach him well, and the right one will rise to the occasion, not because you demanded it, but because you deserved it. If you want to be treated like a queen, it has to start with one thing. You must respect yourself first. You cannot expect anyone to value you higher than you value yourself. People learn how to treat you by watching how you treat yourself. It's not just about what you say, it's what you accept, what you tolerate, and what you allow to continue. Every time you let something slide that goes against your worth, you lower the price tag on your soul. Every time you stay quiet when your spirit is screaming, you hand over pieces of yourself to someone who hasn't even earned a glimpse of your greatness. You can dress it up, you can look good, smell good, have your hair done, nails done, all of that. But if deep down you don't respect yourself, it will show. It will show in the way you let people talk to you. It will show in the excuses you make for bad behavior. It will show in the way you second-guess your own feelings just to avoid being alone. Respect isn't about appearance. It's about presence. It's about energy. It's about walking into a room like you know you belong there, even if nobody claps for you. It's about carrying yourself like you are enough, because you are. No discounts, no markdowns, no clearance rack. You got to set the tone for how you allow love into your life. You are not an afterthought. You are not a backup plan. You are not the maybe while he decides if he's ready. You are the prize. And when you believe that in your bones, you stop entertaining anything that looks like confusion. You stop explaining yourself to people who don't even deserve access to you. You stop trying to fix grown men who don't want to be fixed. You stop fighting for spots in people's lives who would replace you the second someone shinier walks by. Respecting yourself is knowing when to leave, even when your heart is still sitting at the table. Some women think self-respect means being hard, cold, unapproachable. No. Self-respect isn't about building walls. It's about building standards. It's about having a gate around your heart, not a prison. It's about knowing that access to you is a privilege, not a right. It's about understanding that not everyone deserves your story, your smile, your softness. Self-respect is sweet, but it's strong. It's warm, but it's wise. It's inviting, but it's not desperate. And that's the difference between a woman who keeps getting played and a woman who keeps getting praised. When you respect yourself, you don't beg for time, attention, or affection. You don't have to. You simply live your life in a way that says, I'm complete with or without you. That confidence is magnetic. A man worth anything will recognize it and honor it. He will understand that he has to bring something to the table, not just his words, but his actions, his consistency, his character. And if he doesn't, you're already full enough to walk away without losing yourself in the process. Respecting yourself also means you hold yourself accountable. It's not just about checking other people. It's about checking yourself too. It's about asking, am I loving myself the way I want someone else to love me? Am I showing up for myself? Am I keeping promises to myself? Because you can't demand loyalty, honesty, and effort from someone else if you're not even giving that to yourself first. Self-respect is about being your own best friend before you try to be somebody's girlfriend, wife, or anything else. It's about celebrating yourself even when no one else claps. It's about trusting your gut even when your heart wants to pretend it. And listen, respecting yourself sometimes looks like making hard decisions. It looks like walking away from almost relationships, almost love, almost commitment. It looks like staying home on Friday nights instead of chasing after someone who only remembers you exist when they're bored. It looks like crying, healing, and growing instead of pretending you're fine while your spirit slowly bleeds. It looks like blocking numbers, deleting texts, unfollowing people who are bad for your peace. It looks like being loyal to your future instead of loyal to someone's potential. Respecting yourself is sometimes lonely, but it's never empty. The loneliness you feel when you choose yourself is powerful. It builds character. It builds dignity. It builds a woman who cannot be broken by temporary people. When you start respecting yourself fully, your energy changes. Your conversations change. Your standards change. The people you entertain change. The way you wake up in the morning changes. You no longer settle for crumbs because you know you deserve the whole table. You stop running after love and start becoming love. And when you become love, when you live love, you attract people who love you right without you having to beg, chase, or lose yourself in the process. So hear me when I say this. The foundation of every healthy relationship starts with how you love and honor yourself. It starts with the decisions you make when no one is watching. It starts with the little boundaries you keep, even when you're tempted to let them slide. It starts with the way you speak to yourself in the mirror before you ever let a man whisper sweet nothings in your ear. Because the truth is, the world will only ever treat you as well as you treat yourself. So make sure you're teaching it every single day that you are a queen, with or without a crown on your head. One of the greatest mistakes you can make when it comes to love, when it comes to relationships, is chasing somebody who is not choosing you. Chasing love is like trying to hold water in your hands. The tighter you grip, the more it slips through your fingers. You are not built to chase. You are built to attract. Queens don't chase. A queen sits on her throne and lets everything meant for her finds its way to her. She knows that her power is not in pursuit. Her power is in presence. When you chase, you automatically flip the balance. You put yourself in a position where you are doing all the work, making all the calls, sending all the texts, asking all the questions, making all the plans. And then you wonder why you feel exhausted, why you feel unappreciated, why you feel invisible. Because you were never meant to be the one proving your worth to somebody else. Your worth is not a secret that needs to be discovered. It's not a mystery that needs solving. It's a fact, a truth, a light that shines on its own. The right man, the one who sees you, values you, honors you, is not going to make you chase him. He's not going to leave you guessing. He's not going to breadcrumb you with just enough attention to keep you hooked, but never enough to make you feel secure. A man who really wants you will move mountains to have you. He won't confuse you. He won't make you feel like you have to audition for a role in his life. You already know you are the prize. You attract love, respect, and commitment by standing firm in who you are. You attract by being so deeply rooted in your self-worth that anyone who approaches you either steps correctly or steps aside. You attract by living a full, beautiful life that doesn't depend on anyone else for validation. You attract by shining your light so brightly that only those who truly appreciate it are drawn in, not because you went running after them, but because your energy made it impossible for them to ignore you. There's a difference between showing interest and chasing. It's okay to show you're interested. It's okay to have a conversation, to respond, to smile, to engage, but the second you find yourself overgiving, over-explaining, overextending just to get someone to stay, That's chasing. And when you chase, you lower your value in their eyes. Not because you're not valuable, but because you taught them that they don't have to work for you, that they can treat you however they want and you'll still be there. The one who really wants you, he will pursue you. He will call. He will make plans. He will ask questions about your life because he wants to know you. He will invest time, effort, consistency. You won't have to wonder. You won't have to force. You won't have to fight. Real love flows. Real love feels natural. Real love feels peaceful. Not like a battlefield where you're constantly trying to win a war that shouldn't exist. And don't get it twisted. Attraction isn't just about looks. It's about energy. It's about confidence. It's about joy. It's about the way you treat yourself when nobody's watching. You can walk into a room full of women who are dressed to the nines, and still the woman who radiates self-love, self-respect, and peace will be the one who turns heads without even trying. That's attraction. That's magnetism. That's the power you carry when you stop chasing and start believing you are enough as you are. Let me tell you something else. When you chase, you don't just lose them. You lose yourself. You start becoming who you think they want instead of staying true to who you are. You start bending your standards, changing your boundaries, silencing your voice. You start accepting behaviors you swore you would never accept. And for what? For a few moments of attention? For the illusion of connection? No, you deserve better than that. You deserve love that doesn't require you to become smaller to fit into somebody else's life. The moment you stop chasing, you start gaining. You gain clarity. You gain peace. You gain time to focus on yourself, your dreams, your purpose. You gain the power to walk away from anything that doesn't align with your spirit. And most importantly, you open the door for the right person. The one who sees your worth without you having to spell it out. The one who adds to your life instead of draining it. To come into your world. Because here's the truth. Love is not something you force. Love is something you welcome. You don't have to run after what's real. You don't have to beg for what's meant for you. You don't have to chase what was always supposed to find you. Stand still, stand strong, shine your light, and watch how everything that's real, everything that's worthy, everything that's meant finds its way to you. Not because you chased it, but because you were ready for it. And when you live like that, when you attract instead of chase, you'll see the difference. You won't just be treated like a queen, you'll feel like one every single day. The right man will rise, not run. Let me tell you, this is one of the most important truths when it comes to relationships. There's a lot of talk out there about finding the one, about meeting the perfect person. But the reality is when you meet the right man, he won't shy away from you. He won't hesitate. He won't let fear or uncertainty keep him at a distance. He will rise to the occasion. He will meet your energy with the same, and he will meet your standards with the same commitment. He will want to be in your life because he sees your value, not because he's trying to decide if he's ready. See, a lot of times, women get caught up in trying to figure out whether a man is the right one. We get caught in overthinking the signs, questioning his actions, second-guessing his feelings. And all that time, we forget that the right man doesn't need to be figured out. He doesn't need to be decoded. He shows up. He doesn't run. The right man will rise to meet your needs, your desires, your dreams. He doesn't hesitate. He doesn't sit on the sidelines waiting for the perfect moment. He's there, he's present, he's consistent, and you'll never have to chase him, convince him, or beg him to love you. He'll do it because he knows what he wants. He sees you, and he doesn't want anyone else. So often, women get stuck in relationships where they're trying to convince the man to commit, trying to get him to give what he's unwilling to give. But here's the thing. If he's the right man, he won't hesitate to rise to the occasion.